Leeds United and Jesse Marsch flipped the script against Chelsea, and they were the ones who provided the beatdown at Ellen Rowe. The Blues had a golden opportunity to score the opening goal in the first 30 seconds of the game, but after that, it was all Leeds all the time. Chelsea struggling to keep up. And U.S. international Brendan Aronson found the score sheet. Chelsea summer signing and Kalidou Koulibaly saw red just before the match had ended. And we almost ended up with a double stunner on the pitch on Sunday. The champs finding themselves down 3-1 at St. James Park. Here in Trippier's free kick put Newcastle up a couple goals, but then the citizens responding. Erling Haaland's goal, and then Bernardo Silva's equalizer thanks to a nasty pass from Kevin De Bruyne to come away with the draw. Pep saying afterwards, the Premier League's so difficult for everyone. We know that we have to live this kind of experience to realize how amazing we have done the last 5 years. How difficult it will be if we want to continue. Those coming from Pep Guardiola after the match. The reigning champions of the Premier League dropping points for the first time this season, leaving Arsenal as the only Premier League side to have won their opening 3 matches. Man City only lost 3 games last year en route to 93 points in a title-winning campaign. They're still the odds-on favorite to win this year at Caesars Sportsbook, minus 250, well ahead of Liverpool at 4-1. All right, time to talk shop with our guys. The gaffer Tomas Rongen and the host of the Que Golazo podcast, Luis Miguel Echegaray. By the way, we highlighted both games that these two guys picked as their fixtures to watch and did not disappoint. Luis, I'll give you first word, man. Yeah, pat yourself on the back, dab yourself, do whatever you want, bub.
No, absolutely. I mean, I don't think it was a secret why TR and yours truly selected specifically those games. One, I think it's something very important before we get into these matches, how we said at the very beginning of the season, Tommy, that this Premier League season, and actually generally speaking all of Europe, the thin line between, the top 6, quote unquote, or even the Man Cities and the Liverpools of the world and everybody else, that's getting thinner and thinner. Whether it's because of obviously, ownership coming from an international waters, whether it's something that you approve or not, whether it's the money coming in and the overall financial strength of certain clubs or just the way they handle business is really showing just how competitive things are. For me, my takeaway, I know that TR is going to really focus on Leeds United. I just wanted to talk about Brighton for a second. This is a team that won its 50th Premier League match yesterday. It also, it's now 8 matches gone unbeaten. They haven't lost a game yet. They lost Cucurella to Chelsea. They lost other key players like Ben White last season to Arsenal, of course. And they just keep delivering over and over again, and it's because it's a well-run club both on the pitch and off it. Graham Potter is the best manager from England at this moment, one of the most talented coaches out there, but it's not just about that, it's the way they conduct business. And now they beat West Ham and they beat Manchester United, and now they're doing their thing. It's no surprise to me how good they are. Moises Caicedo, Pervis Estupiñán, 2 Ecuadorian stars that come in, and their talent is being discovered by a club that knows how to do business on and off the pitch. I am so high on Brighton, and as an Aston Villa fan, so jealous of Brighton because they conduct business so well. It's the perfect example of how a club that's not owned by a Saudi Arabian conglomerate or a big American, venture capital firm does business. Well done, Brighton. May we see you continue to succeed.
And that's a great shout, LME, without a doubt. And this, after 3 games, it's early, obviously, seems like a real unpredictable season. Put in the World Cup as well, in the middle of it. I expect maybe a surprise winner and losers as well. You look at Arsenal, the only undefeated perfect team, obviously. Martinelli, Odegaard, 2 goals each, obviously. Jesus has added something better defensively with Saliba and Zinchenko as well. And then you look at Tottenham, grinding out good results. Are they making the next step under Conte? I think they will. Chelsea gets humbled by Leeds United, by the way. I call it Major Leeds Soccer. And then I'm going to talk about Jesse Marsch a little bit more later. We'll talk about Aronson and obviously Adam's impact for that team too. But it's taken the identity of Jesse Marsch. They're energetic, still with creativity. They are in your face, obviously, very often. My big question mark is, because it feels Bielsa-like, are they going to run out of steam towards the end of the season when the schedules become way more congested? But it's been a fun 3 weeks already. Man United at the bottom. Yeah. Liverpool hasn't won yet. So, as you said, unpredictability.
Rodrigo and Jack Harrison for Leeds playing unbelievably.
Yep.
By the way, Brighton and Leeds this weekend in the Premier League, so that'll be fun to watch as well. But before we get to the next game week, we still have to wrap up this game week, guys. Monday Night Football across the pond. It is Liverpool and Manchester United. There is, of course, a lot of talk and rumblings about potentially having some issues around the Manchester United side. Jurgen Klopp was talked and asked about the possibility of protests and potentially, I should say, cancellations. Let's hear from Jurgen.
Are you concerned at all that there's some talk in Manchester that there may be a repeat of that, and that the fans are so fed up with the Glazers situation that they may target this game again? Are you putting any plans in place, as far as you know, to mitigate that if something like that happened again?
Plans for the game not happening.
Yeah.
We are going home with the bus. But if I really hope it will not happen, but if it happens, I think we should get the points.
I know when you're Jurgen, every point counts because you have to chase the citizens, and you got away with 2 instead of 6. Luis, I'll start with you. What do you think about the potential of whatever we might see today?
I like the Jurgen Klopp face reactions. Like, he's just like, what? Like, listen, I mean, you know, he's giving you a Jurgen Klopp response, which is him being very honest about everything. If the game can continue for X or Y reason, specifically because Manchester United fans are incredibly frustrated and disappointed with the Glazer ownership, despite, you know, the imminent Casemiro arrival and Anthony from Ajax maybe coming in, of course, you know, they are disappointed, they're angry, and we've seen Glazer protests before. So, you know, I think Jurgen Klopp has a point. You know, if they can't control this one more time and it has to be canceled, there's an argument to be made that why shouldn't we get 3 points? I still think that despite the big protest warnings, that the game probably will go on. And the truth of the matter is this: Manchester United are 19th in the table without a point. All right. Everything from who wants out of Manchester United to who possibly can come in. Erik ten Hag is looking lost. He wants to reinvigorate the Red Devils, but it's been a tall order. And just like we said in the previous segment, you know, it's not going to be that easy. This Premier League is now stronger than ever, and Manchester United is going to find the hard way. However, yes, I think that Manchester United will get a win here. Honestly, I do think that. I think that this is going to be the game that's going to light them up, because Liverpool are missing players, including Darwin Núñez and their midfield, and they start very slow usually. I give Manchester United a victory. Whether it's going to start or not, yes, I think it will.
Wait, did you just say Manchester United victory? I just want to double check there.
The Reds are going. The Reds are going 4 straight.
Okay.
Every now and I come out with a rabbit out of the hat, and this one is going to be it. Okay. I said that Newcastle would get a point out of Manchester City in the preview, and it happened. Okay. I'm telling you right now, you watched it here first.
I just wanted to make sure before you get aggregated, we put that out on Twitter. All right, we got to wrap things up. TR, this is something we want to start doing. Stock up, stock down on USMNT players. Why don't you unveil the first edition?
And we're looking at a specific position now and going forward. And we're looking at that left side out of the 4-3-3 on the Berhalter. And let's say here, for sure, Adams, Musa, McKinney in midfield. That forces other attacking players out wide. And Pulisic, by the way, is potentially our starter on that left side. But sitting on the bench today, looking at Aronson, another young American, by the way, shining in the same position, you got to be worried. You got to look at greener pastures if you're Pulisic. And Aronson is just outrageously good. I picked him as one of my newcomers of the year right there. You see the relentless press, but he's a nightmare on the half turn. You remember the half turn on Koulibaly? The yellow card? Beep, beep, I'm gone. This kid is exciting. This kid fits the system for Leeds to a T, obviously. The relentless press, a mix of great skill and energy. And if I had to pick my 11 right now in the World Cup, it would be Aronson starting and Pulisic on the bench.
Wow.
Yep.
What would Pulisic have to do to get back in your good books?
He needs to get away from Chelsea right now. No starts in the first 3, played, 18 minutes, by the way? So he needs to go if Man United is interested. And by the way, he will play there, you know, because then he fights against out wide on the left side against Rashford. I think he can win that battle. So go Pulisic, because your stock, by the way, is going down.
What a way to start a Monday. Man, you going to beat Liverpool. Christian Pulisic out of the starting 11. Luis Miguel, Echegaray, Thomas Rongen. Guys, great stuff as always. 2 promos, because both of our guys recently featured in podcast. Of course, Thomas Rongen recently in the In Soccer We Trust. That is the USMNT specific podcast with Jimmy Conrad, Charlie Davies, and Heath Pierce. Download and follow now. And of course, our guy LME's show, the K Golazo podcast, daily drops covering all things soccer. And again, they just hit 20K on YouTube last week.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.